What's up, my peeps? Welcome back to another review. The Last of Us, episode 5. Yes, this was an exciting episode because we finally got to see the infected rise from the ground. Did you see that part? They just rose from the ground. They were underneath the ground. They explained that in episode 4, where the Fedra had pushed all of the infected underground, and yeah, it just takes, a battle like that to actually open the ground, and up they came. Oh wow, it was exciting, and I was so happy because the last few episodes we rarely even got to see any of the infected, right? And not a whole lot of characters get to live through the whole entire season, because mainly the main characters are Ellie and Joel. So the annoying ones that we only got to see in a couple of episodes, they end up dying off anyways, just like what happened to the character Kathleen, right? I found her annoying in episode 4 and also in episode 5, but yeah, they don't stick around that long. So just like the ones in the game, you see a little bit of the story of some of the people that Joel and Ellie runs into, and that being example of Henry and Sam. They were good, basically good people that wants to get out of the city also, just like Joel and Ellie, because they need to get to Wyoming. But yeah, having those enemies you have to deal with, they don't actually stick around that long, so which is good. There are other shows that I watch too, and I find it annoying that you gotta deal with that character for the whole entire season or 2 seasons before they actually eventually die off. But for this one, it's either from 1 to 3 episodes and then they die off, just like the one in the game. Let's talk about the infected for a bit here. I was wondering, when are they gonna show up, right? And I didn't realize when Kathleen, well, it wasn't Kathleen, but Henry is the one that explained that the Fedra pushed all of the infected underground. So that's where they've been hibernating this whole entire time. Like, it makes me wonder too, like how do they live off without food if they were underground for that long? Like, wouldn't the infected just basically like die off if they run out of food, just like everybody else? No food, no water, but then again, like they are infected and they probably feed on each other. That's what I'm guessing. So yeah, and I was so happy when they got the first infected monster out, which was the bloater. You can see right here. That's right, that's the bloater. It was so monstrous. Is that even a word? A monstrous? Anyways, but it's crazy, because it's what we see in the game, and then they actually have it in the show, and the way it moves. I was just surprised that bloater grabbed, I forgot his name, one of the Kathleen's goons, and it just ripped him apart. Just his face, actually, just ripped his head off. but we don't see that in the game. I wish we did, you know, if they had that in the game, because in the game all they did was just like basically just bite them in the neck, right? And whew, that's crazy. But then again, in the game, that bloater usually throws something. It's like a spores bomb or something, right? But in the show, it doesn't have that. They basically just pick up people, throw them, and stomp them on the face, rip their face apart, just like what happened to Kathleen's goon. It's crazy. It was crazy, and I was happy that that certain scene was, I would say, the best scene out of that whole entire episode. You know, I mean, yeah, they had their moments where Joel and Henry had to talk, and Ellie and Sam was interacting with each other. And the thing that also threw me off was Sam. You know, Sam was different from the game to the TV show. In the game, Sam could talk. You know what I mean? But in the show, apparently he's mute. I don't think he's deaf. He can hear, but he's mute. It's like he can't talk. You know, I don't know if that's the case, but I don't think he's mute though, because he can make sounds. I'm guessing he's deaf, so he's probably deaf. That's why Henry was doing sign language with Sam, and yeah, just like the game. You know, you only got to see them at the end of episode 4 and half of episode 5, because Sam ends up being infected. I don't know how, but because they don't show that he got bitten, but he got bitten in the leg, and that's the sad part, because Henry had no other choice but to shoot Sam, you know, because Sam ended up attacking Ellie in the bedroom. But the question that Sam had for Ellie was, would they still be themselves even if they turned into the infected, you know? And if something gets a hold of you like that, something infects you, of course you're not going to be yourself anymore. You know, you're gonna end up being the infected. But I was surprised too, just like the one in the game, that Sam didn't even attack Ellie while she was asleep, just like the one in the game, right? Ellie just woke up and realized that Sam was just facing out the window, and did not realize that the infection got a hold of him, got worse, and started attacking Ellie. And then, of course, just like in the game and the show, Henry had no choice but to shoot Sam. And eventually, Henry ended up taking his own life, because I don't think he would have been able to handle his life without Sam. So he also ended his own life, which was sad. Even in the game when I was playing that too, it was sad. But overall, I mean, that episode was great, was awesome. But I think they should show Henry's side of the story, because all he explained was, you know, he was a bad man at one time, because he got Kathleen's brother and a doctor I'm guessing the mercenaries or whatnot, and they got killed. And of course, Kathleen wants to take revenge on that part. But it would have been nice that they actually showed that piece while Henry was explaining that to Joel. And when they went down to the basement of I don't know if it was the bank. I believe it was the bank, but yeah, that place, that area, everything there, that whole set was exactly like the one in the game, but there was no infected down there, which I was hoping for. I was hoping for a few infected here and a few infected there, but it wasn't. It's a whole, like I mentioned, even from the first episode, everything will be changed from the game to the show. So that's expected. That is expected. But you know what? This episode is very exciting, and I can't wait for episode 6. There'll be more to come. But after that, I mean, you got about 3 episodes left after 6, because they've only completed 9 episodes for this season. And what I've noticed too, when I was reading on the news also, like on Reddit, on Google Review, they're already talking about the Rat King. I'll show you what the Rat King looks like. So I don't know why people are already talking about the Rat King, but the Rat King, I believe, I would say probably near the end of season 2, because you got to remember that in The Last of Us Part 2, the story now is based on Ellie and Abby, and the person who's going to be fighting the Rat King is Abby, right? So that's going to take a while, but I don't understand why people are already talking about the Rat King. We haven't even seen the other infected yet, right? We've only seen one, and that's the bloater. We haven't seen the other one. It's called the Shambler. Is it the Shambler? Yeah, I believe so. But I would love to see the story between Ellie and Dina, right? Because in The Last of Us Part 2, that's what they were showing with Ellie and Dina. But hopefully they'll probably elaborate on that story between Ellie and Dina. And yeah, I don't know why people are already talking about season 2. It hasn't even been completed yet, or I don't even know if they even started yet, right? Because that takes a long time to do. When they were shooting here in our city, I mean, that took a long time, and I was excited. I couldn't wait. I really wanted to see it, and it finally came out. And I mean, I think studios like these should make more TV shows out of these games, because these games that comes out on consoles are one of the best ones, and I've always imagined that they should make like TV shows out of these games. And one of them being is my all-time favorite is Resident Evil. I want them to make a TV show out of that. Enough of that other type of Resident Evil, but the Resident Evil that everyone grew up playing with, with Leon, with Chris, Claire, and whatnot. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. Let's stick to The Last of Us. Show is amazing. I can't complain. And there's really nothing much for me to say. I mean, it's amazing. Like, if you were in that position, what would you do? When you see something like that, I would get myself out of there, like, right away. Let these goons take care of that. But now we have to be more aware and be vigilant of these things that's already coming out, like these infected, right? And Wow. I mean, there was so much things I wanted to say, but I can't remember now. I can't remember now, but I don't know. But anyways, for this episode, which I haven't even done in a while, too, is to rate this the episode. The last 2 episodes, I forgot to rate it because I was just that excited. So for this episode 5, I rate this show a good. I would have to give it a 5 out of 5, just because the Infected finally came out. I would have given it a 4 out of 5 if the Infected did not come out, you know. But I give it a 5 out of 5. It's a good episode. It is a good episode. But anyways, I guess that's it for the review. I hope you guys liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I was gonna say give me a likes up. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.